has almost a lifetime of experience with Baba Askia. So without further ado, we're going to have Dr. Tony Vandermeer, also known as Baba Milik, to also come up and do the opening chants. Thank you.
Hey, Cabo. Welcome. Good afternoon. So, this is a rough one. How do you start this? How do you open this up? And to open up and to pour libations, that I have to give some orientation to that. I just can't pour libations. But let's start with that. First, I want to start when, well, let's go back, while we on Brother Askia. Why are we on Brother Askia, right? It's not just because he's just a member of our community, but it's because of his courageous commitment and dedication and effort to the liberation of our people. We got to start there. Going way back as a young man, who sacrificed a lot of things about his life for the sake of Black people, globally. And so, part of my interfacing with Baba Askia goes back at least 40 years, short time ago. When as a student who was organizing a national Black student conference, and many of the comrades that Brother Askia rode with was part of the formulation of that process. That was the African peoples at the time, which Brother Askia was part of, which I was part of. And that was linked to people who had been involved in RAM and who had been involved in SNCC. So we have to remember that history. And those were dangerous times for young people who dedicated their life. It was life and death. And so Brother Askia was so upset by how they was treating Black people, especially those 4 little girls that grew up in Alabama, that he just was like, yo, we're not taking this. And he went south. He dedicated his life to fight against those Nazis down there. But life is interesting because, it's constant struggle. And, Askia is one of the people who've engaged in constant struggle. And so I remember when, things were a little difficult when he was down in Atlanta, and we said, well, brother, come on up here. So, one of the things is that we didn't have no mansion. In fact, we didn't even have a three-bedroom apartment. But we said, well, we got some space. And so I can't begin this process with first out acknowledging, Clemencia Lee, acknowledging, my family. Shavella was about 2.5 around the time Shavella Lee, but many don't know Shavella now. She's doing a lot of work in the community. She's a young mother now. And my youngest brother, Kaya Lee Vandermeer, who's 21 now. And they couldn't be here today, but there, in particular, Clemencia is one of the main reasons why Brother Askia is here, right? Because when you work, as a couple, it's not like my decision. It's like, she got to say okay, and she has to tolerate all the difficult process. So I want to make sure people know the role that Clemencia Lee played in Brother Askia being here, right? So, but from that, it's interesting that we're having this at the Black Market, a space like this, because part of us bringing Brother Askia here was to begin to create another cultural revolutionary process in our community to counter, the impact that bourgeois culture or cultural imperialism have on our lives. And we wanted to take space back, like a place like this, so that we can have a space to have discussions, to have art, to have films and music and dance and so forth, to be able to fortify ourselves and be able to detoxify ourselves from the onslaught of what this system has done to us and continue to do to us. And so who else would have been a better person to bring up here and help us with that process was Brother Askia, right? And it was, it's been rough, but he's endured over, a period of time. So, we're here to, pay reverence and honor, Brother Askia. I want to open up with a particular chant. And, maybe y'all can help me out with it. There's a few chants I'd like to offer over here for Brother Askia. And I'm going with the flow. There's a piece, and your part will be, hey, hey, ba, 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 hey, hey, ba, 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 hey, hey, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, oh, hey, hey, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, oh. That's good. So, I'll call, y'all respond, right? But you gotta do it like you mean it. We get home, but that don't mean that we can't get energized. You know what I'm saying? Right? Hey, hey, ba ba oh, ba ba oh. Hey, hey, ba ba oh, ba ba oh. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, oh. Hey, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, yeah, oh. Ba ba so wano, awa ori. Mawo so wano awa ori mawo bimori baba orami odabi oyin bimori yeye orami odabi oyin alabala oloma susu mosa jaun momo koto bede koto wo buka awa omo tani wani Kolo, ibati, iwa manjo, kojo, kobi enigo, robi enigo, ko, awa manomo, oro wala manjo, jobi abigi, jo, ibati, iwa manjo, That's offering to our ancestors that we all should embrace. And there's another piece that I want you to help me out, and it's called in response. Ibaba, Toku Asheo, Ibaba, Toku Ashe. That's your part. And another one is Iyeye, Toku Asheo, Toku Ashe. Okay, so Iba ye tofu ashe o, Iba baba tofu ashe, Iba ye tofu ashe o, Iba baba tofu ashe, Ya ye tofu ashe o, Iba ye tofu ashe, Iba ye tofu ashe o, Iba ye tofu ashe, ashe te fumbala lo yo, Iba ye tofu ashe. So it's a piece saying that, it is, I pay homage to my fathers, I pay homage to my mothers. It is because of them, it is the ashe that I have. It is the ashe that we have. And it's important to realize that we are because of who they were. You understand? And that regardless, whatever, BAs, MAs, PhDs, whatever it is that we have, it's not because we're just brilliant, but it's because the sweat, the work, the sacrifice, the loss of life of our ancestors that made it possible for us to be here. Right? So, with that, I want to offer, well, these things are getting fancy now, right?
Yes, we are. You can't
So, and, in many occasions, in terms of Yoruba, this is part of Yoruba culture, and all of us, didn't come from that part. There was Congo, there was other kinds of cultures we come from, but there's a similar process in terms of, our respect for our ancestors, our respect for the deities and so forth. And, one of the major divinities is Eshu. And Eshu is a divinity of the crossroad. And Eshu is right in the paradigm of the cosmology. And it's given with the benevolent forces and the benevolent forces. And the Yoruba believe the conflict is the order of the day. And so the benevolent and benevolent forces are constantly clashing each other. But it's with Eshu to help you create that balance. Eshu is the generalissimo of those negative forces, which is called the Ajagun. And so whenever they begin to attack human beings, you go to Eshu, you deal with the beings, and you ask them to stop it. So when you offer Eshu something, he gets in the middle. And he talks to the Ajagun. He says, well, why are you bothering this person? They offer you this, they offer you that. What kind of manners do you have, right? And so, he creates a space to get that temporary, moment of peace, right? So, but there's always something going on. We got to pay attention to that. And, and for someone like Brother Askia, who's lived as long as he has, he will tell you that it's been rough. He's going to tell you there's been a lot of conflict and the things that he had to do in order to create balance. So with that, I'll say, Eshu Dada, Sele Mio, Eshu Dada, Sele Mi, Body, oh, Sele Meji, Eshu Dada, Sele Mi, Eshu Dada, Sele Mio, Eshu Dada, Sele Mi, Body, oh, Sele Meji, Eshu Dada, Sele Mi, Lagbana, Morubo, Eshu, Keshu Mashe, Mio, Lagbana, Morubo, Eshu, Keshu Mashe, Mio, Eshu Mashe, Mio. There you go. So, with that, we ask our ancestors on our father's side, on our mother's side, to continue to bring us healing, to bring us health, to bring us longevity, to bring us prosperity, to help us restore ourselves to our greatness, help us to deal with this tumultuous world, help us to mend our broken world, I say. And this is for those of our family members. And I have to say this again, Clemencia's mother, Zola Lee, was a woman who came here from Colombia, couldn't speak English at all, had a hard time. She ended up buying a couple of bills in the South then, did very well for herself, but she supported our community. She was rough. She was about 3'5", really, about 4 something. She didn't look like, but she didn't play. She used to carry a pistol for encouragement, right? She didn't play, but she supported us. So we cannot call on our ancestors and not remember Mama Zola, who helped us out, Brother Askia, and with her husband, Elliot Lee, who helped us out, and all those who lost. So we have to pay homage to them. So I want to call out Mama Zola's name, Elliot Lee's name, Amir Lee's name, and so forth. And for those of you that call out people who mean something to you, your own people on your mother's side or your father's side that mean something for you. Ashe.
Larry Gaines. Larry Gaines.
Ashe. 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 Ashe.
Russell Bonds.
Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
Samuel Howard.
Ashe. Ashe. Let's call out those people who made sacrifice for us. Harriet Tubman. Ashe. General Drew. Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
Fred Hampton.
Ashe. Ashe.
That's Celine.
Ashe.
Martin
Walter
Delaney.
Rodney. Bill Cabral.
Malcolm X.
Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
Happy Christmas, Chris Wilson.
Ashe.
Langston Hughes.
Ashe.
Vastoria Grant.
Ashe. 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 There's I asked Askia, I said, man, that's a new coach you got there, bro. He said it was Mama Shul. Askia, Love Shul. So I want to, end with a little chant for Oshun. Oh, le, Oshun. Oh, lo, mi, ya, Oshun. Oh, mi, Oshun. Agbára, Oshun. Oshun la ń wo mo le kító-kítà ó tó dé. Àbí màmá màdálálé. Oshun la ń kọ̀wé mọ́. Omi o, ọ̀tá o, ẹ̀dá o, àbá o, kárẹ́, lúlẹ̀, ìyá Ìjẹ̀ṣà bá wá o. Àṣẹ ìbàbà Askia.
So it's always an honor when we have an opportunity to have like minds. I sit at Baba Tony Vandermeer's feet as I continue to learn. So when he mentioned Oshun, it's always good, Baba. So Baba Askia, know that Oshun is the one that God guides you and has loved you. And then we also have the Prince of Harlem. You always call Malcolm X the Prince of Harlem. And so I always want to have an opportunity to have, you want to have both energies, Mama and Baba. So I say Baba. So as we continue, it's always good to be in spaces where we can call on our ancestors and call on the Orishas without the fear. So I want to honor a few people who made this evening happen. So Jackie, I call her Mama, Jackie McGrath, where are you? It was a conversation that Mama Jackie had with Baba Askia. And she said, listen, I know you've been honored in the past, but now what's going on? You're 80, 81 now. So can we have this kind of event? And so I also want to pay homage as well to Black Market. So Kai and Chris Grant. So it's a small world. Oftentimes you hear about the Black Market. And so I heard about the Black Market and I didn't really know that I grew up with the founders of the Black Market and went to high school with them. So to Chris and Kai, they're in Jamaica right now, and so I want to give full salute to them to opening up this space here for us as a community. Then I also want to just honor, in addition to that, Sisters of the Calabash. So we are here once a month dealing with Iliashe. And so therefore, I want to honor the sisters who are doing this work. Lastly, I want to honor Dara Entertainment, which is my husband over there, DJ out of Acacia. So it's always a pleasure to have someone who also believes not only in the work of Baba Askia. And he said, if it wasn't for Baba Askia, I don't know if I would be here right now. So I just want to say thank you for coming and doing the music for us. So without further ado, we're going to continue on with greetings. And so we have Brother Zaid Muhammad from New Jersey, who's going to come. Newark, let's be clear. Newark is going to give salutations from Newark and also do a reading. Can we please honor Brother Zaid Muhammad? You made it.
Mic check. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm so excited to see you.
I'm excited to be seen. I got to put this down, because I got to take my eyes off. I reached the age, you got to take your glasses off to say it. But very briefly, in the few minutes that I have, first let me thank the organizers for what you're doing tonight, because it's important that we get all we can from our elders, right? And we've got a generation behind us that really needs to learn that, right? And so it's our responsibility and our duty to do that. On the mother and father principle, you already got Malcolm. Malcolm literally saved my life. My relationship with Malcolm is ridiculous. That's a long story. But in New York City, I run the Malcolm X Commemoration Committee, and I would love to have some of you organize a trip to come down to the annual pilgrimage to his gravesite, and we have made an international event since we have been rocking since the early 90s. But father principal, Mary Baraka, mother principal, Jane Cortez. Jane was my trainer. She really put me on the path, all right? So let me just do this way, and then I get out the way, right? Here he comes, the Juju man coming with pyramid pointed eyes and Nile Valley long vision. The Juju man coming. Don't look for him leaping over tall buildings in a cape and not address the rate of our ancestors in this earth. Don't look for him at some segregated train station stop along some isolated railroad tracks. Look round to the infrared emerging sun, rising slow, pushing for the universe's balance that these bloodsuckers care nothing about. From the rustle of the rainforest, through the fog and mist of the Mississippi, thick with missing black blood. Follow that trail of saxophonic smoke, echoing up Love Supreme, launched from an arc of reclaimed Middle Passage bones. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here comes the Juju man, tap dancing defiantly on that tightrope of terror that we all must walk, balanced by the majesty and mercy of each of the four winds, cradling a sea of memory that would waste the impish imagination of the gatekeepers of this order. Here comes the Juju man, representing the Hatshepsuts, the Candaces of us, to the Nannies and the Nahandas and the Harriets of us, to the Angelus and the Cortezes of us, from the Ramses and the Imhoteps, the Hannibal Barkers and the Taharkas of us, to the Dessalines, the Douglases, the Garveys, the Carvers, and the Diots of us. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here comes the Juju man, down through the weary, bloody years, down through our still silent fears. Here comes the Juju man, dropping payloads of liberated seas like a saturation bomb, prosecuting the perennial war for the hearts, minds, and behinds of our people, machine gunning mountains of evidence of our genius and greatness, DNA test, some of that. The Juju man is coming, falcon feared, ferocious, full with his fire breath of a beast, wise beyond his 80+ years and tears, a supreme Jaleh shaking down white supremacy, Shango shore, a trickster of the highest order, loaded with a smile from the sea to a once shining sea. Here he comes, the Juju man coming, strapped down with djembe drums, talking drums, cowbells, seashell, checkerays, and all our stolen drums, down through our bloody years, down through our still silent fears. Here comes the Juju man, an ever-insurgent dawn song of resistance, seeking a permanent dance with justice, power, restoration of the original echo order, and peace. Get ready to rise, get ready to rise, get ready to rise, get ready to rise, with pyramid-pointed eyes, a Nile Valley long vision, circumcised, Malcolmized, a melanated magic, messenger to the grassroots. Follow that trail of saxophonic smoke, echoing a love supreme, the Juju man coming, the Juju man coming. Here comes the Juju man. And that's your autograph here. Praise God for the